Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 8 in season number 6 of the NOFSRL Turkey Hill Truck Series. We are here at the Texas Motor Speedway. This is the Carhartt 400K, 42 laps of action around this 1.5 mile speedway in Fort Worth, Texas. And for the first time in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, we are going to be using the reconfigured version of the Texas Motor Speedway, which means that turns 1 and 2 is a little bit flatter than it used to be, but the racing is still going to be just as good as it always has been here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. One of my favorite races to do all year long, and I'm alongside a guy I haven't called a race with in quite a while, Andrew Miller alongside me. And by the way, we had a blast on Wednesday night. Of course, we're doing this the night before Holidega, but I'm sure we had a blast on Wednesday night. And we're here again for another blast of a race. This 42-lap event from Texas. Doesn't really matter where you start in this event because passing is going to be frequent. But for the first time ever, we will have pit stops, and it is very difficult to get onto the pit lane. So where do you want to be on the racetrack when you're coming down the pit lane once that cycle of green flag pit stops begins?
Oh man, that's a tough one because I definitely think that mid-pack is going to be pretty risky because with everyone trying to get on the pit road, you might have some guys trying to stay out. You might have some trouble with maybe some guys getting into each other while some are trying to slow down. So I think mid-pack is where you definitely don't want to be. If you're toward the front or even way toward the back, that might be pretty beneficial. Of course, tire wear is also going to play a factor into that because if anyone pits first and tire wear is pretty significant, then that will definitely give them the advantage. So it's going to be a lot to be decided here. It's going to be pretty cool.
And this is going to be a 42-lap race here at Texas, so a very long race at that, so we'll probably be here for quite a while, and it's also probably going to be a much more entertaining race than last week at Watkins Glen. Not to say last week was bad, but I think we're going to get a few more passes for the lead and some more strategy to play out here in this one. This side of the lineup in the championship standings coming into this race, race number 8. Fisher G leads in the points standings. He's had an excellent season, even though he's yet to win a race this season. 208 points towards the championship for him. McAngelo and the Wangwu, 18 points behind coming into this event. Dan Park, who won at Rockingham earlier in the season, 27 points behind. Skylar Perry's been doing a great job in his rookie year, driving a number 45 for Jordan Lopez. He's 38 points behind, and Atlanta winner Madison Toll, 41 points behind coming into today's event. The two winners we've had so far on mile-and-a-half racetracks with the D-shaped oval have been Madison Toll and Seth Cole. Seth Cole starts in the 3rd position for this race. Madison Toll midway through the pack on the inside lane. We'll have to see if either of those drivers come home with the victory here on the double dogleg shaped Texas Motor Speedway. But starting on the pole position, it's Mr. Edge himself, and he really didn't edge anybody out. He actually was a 10th and a half faster than everyone in qualifying. Nicholas Samadio there, starting on the pole position alongside Matthew Logan in row number 1. Seth Cole alongside Dale Lightning in row number 2. Andrew Ross, who was the runner-up in this race last year. Of course, we were at the old Texas Motor Speedway when we ran that one last year. Just got beat up by Tristan Allen in that one. He starts 5th alongside Dan Park. Trey Smith alongside Joshua Rush in row number 4. Chris Skinler and Trey Bartu has won a Chick-fil-A Cup Series race here before, starting in the 10th position. Make sure everyone's rolling off here. Gonna give you an opportunity to make a pick on who's gonna win this race here, the Texas Motor Speedway.
Hooey. That's a tough one, like you said, because of the amount of passing, the amount of shuffling that we're going to be seeing. But, I mean, hey, he's starting on the pole. He's a veteran. He's Mr. Edge himself, like you said. I'll say Samadio.
Not a bad pick. I'm going to go with Trey Barto, though, in this one. I think Barto might have a shot at his first win in the Truck Series in quite a while. Like I mentioned, he's won a race here before in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and he's going to have a shot. But you can also not count out Andrew Ross, who finished runner-up here last year. He's starting in the 5th position. Well, we're ready to get this one started. 2 Texas races in a row. We got this one next week at Texas World. It's a good week to be in the big old state of Texas here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Green flag in the air. Mr. Edge, Nicholas Samadio taking the green flag. We're racing in the Carhartt 400K. 1 will barely be led by Nicholas Amadeo. Bonus point towards the championship for him. Of course, trying to rebound after wrecking from the top 10. And Watkins Glen last week's got that run on the outside. He's going to clear Andrew Ross, exiting turn number 2. Side by side for second between Andrew Ross and Seth Cole.
That was interesting there through turns 1 and 2. You saw how much the outside lane really prevailed and gave Sam Amadeo the run. So that's going to be good to know. Where it looks like they're pretty even through 3 and 4. So a multi-lane racetrack can make for some pretty good races. Here we go, battle for the lead.
Seth Cole won at Charlotte 2 weeks ago, going for his 2nd win of the season and his 5th win on Napa Fan in 2019. He's got the inside to work to his advantage on Sam Amadeo. Going to clear him off of turn number 2. Andrew Ross and Trey Smith looking to join him on the inside. There goes Dale Lightning. Trey Bartos here on the inside lane as well. Got Jason Tucker up here. Madison Tull also trying to move her way through the field. But at the line, Seth Cole is going to lead lap number 3 here at Texas.
And pushing really hard are a lot of these guys. You see how close they're getting to each other on the straightaways, door to door, side by side. Some 3 wide back there in the middle of the pack. That's going to get pretty interesting, especially with how much it narrows from 1 and 2 onto the back straightaway.
And like I mentioned, we will have a set of pit stops at some point throughout this race. We expect it, if this race goes green the whole way through, for that cycle of pit stops to be around lap 28, lap 29, lap 30. So we'll have to see how it all shakes out once we get to that point. It's about 3/4 of the way through the event, so they can go pretty long on a tank of gas here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Andrew Ross tried to get to Seth Cole, could not get the run to the inside. Here comes Trey Smith for the 2nd position. Matthew Logan right there on the inside. Whereas Tanker Motorsports, a team that is not returning to the Chick-fil-A Cup Series next year. They would love to get a race victory here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series before the team closes up. Trey Bartow on the inside of Andrew Ross for 4th. Sam Adeo's falling back to the 8th position as Chris Skinlart's gotten around him in the number 12. They're all chasing Seth Cole right now, who's put up a sizable gap considering the fast speeds and the draft that we have here at the Texas Motor Speedway. A pretty good gap right there for Seth Cole leading here in the Carhartt 400K.
And he can pretty much go wherever he wants. You saw him through 1 and 2 there. He was running about a lane up from the full inside lane. He's kind of doing the same thing there, looking for where the most grip is. But here comes, I think it's a 69 in the number 1, so he might have a bit of a battle on his hands now as they got to run.
Ooh, that's a good run there out of Matthew Logan. A little bit of help there from Trey Bartow. Bartow's going to try to split the middle. No, he's going to stay behind Logan. Side by side for the race lead. Lap 7 of 42. Matthew Logan to the inside of Seth Cole. And a great opportunity for Trey Bartow. Will he go 3 wide for the race lead? Gonna think better of it. He's Trey Bartow, of course. He knows how to get it done, and he's smart enough to know not to make that move this early on in the race, but he might make the move right here. Matthew Logan's going to get the lap led, but Trey Bartow's going to move to the inside and look to take the lead away on lap 8.
And there goes the number 1, and the draft definitely playing a big factor in this as well. I think that's what gave the number 1 such a big run there, as he was getting pushed by the number 12 pretty hard, although here comes, who is that again?
Matthew Logan to the inside, going to take it back from Trey Bartow. Chris Skinlard had to check up there off of turn number 2. That allowed Logan and Cole to get back to the inside of Trey Bartow. And Matthew Logan's going to remain in the race lead. No lap led for Trey Bartow, no bonus point for Trey Bartow, even though he led half of that lap. Seth Cole right behind Matthew Logan, looking to take the lead back from him. How about Trey Smith right here in number 35? Another true rookie to Napa Fam, racing for Derek Campbell's team and Go Neum Racing. They're up to the 3rd position right now in the number 35 machine. Nick Smith as well, the number 44, inside the top 5 right now on lap 9 of 42.
Yeah, they're starting to kind of get a feel for it now, but Seth Cole is kind of content to stay behind Logan here. And I think that's pretty, I think that's a smart play. Although now he has to check up. That's going to allow Logan to extend that gap. And again, correct me if I have any of his names wrong. I have not watched too much of this, so I apologize.
That's all right. Okay, you got the list right there. Of course, it might be a little bit hard because screen share has to be kind of low for it to not cut out on us, unfortunately. But there's Nick Smith right there, up to 3rd with help from Trey Bartow in the number 1. Seth Cole had a run on Matthew Logan. He's going to get another run on him and try to work the inside, but with the tire wear starting to come into play just a little bit, that outside lane's working a little bit better through turns 1 and 2. Matthew Logan able to stay ahead of Seth Cole. Here comes Trey Bartow for 3rd on Nick Smith. And he's going to have that inside lane to his advantage, most likely off of turn number 4. 3 wide. Owen Miles, Jesse Turner, Trey Smith. You got to be careful right there. Turner's won here before at the Texas Motor Speedway. I believe was in the Turkey Hill Series. Oh, probably back in 2015, I think. Either 2015 or 2016 when he won here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Been a bit of a tough season for Jesse Turner, unfortunately, but he's still running out there. First ever winner on Napafan, currently in the top 10 here at Texas. Matthew Logan now has Trey Bartow right behind him. Bartow got around Seth Cole for the second position.
I think Seth Cole is looking like one of the stronger trucks out there. But Matthew Logan, again, he's got the clean air to his advantage as here comes Cole on the inside of the one. But, man, there's a lot to be determined here. My gosh, we're getting really close.
That's Chris Skinlart right there ahead of Owen Miles. Miles almost clipped him in the corner panel off of turn 2. Got Adam Garcia and a points leader right there, and Fisher G moving his way through the field. Great run for Fisher G once again. I'm trying to think. He got a top 10 at Watkins Glen, which means that he has 4 top 5s, 6 top 10s, and if he finishes in the top 10 here, it'll be a 7th top 10 in 8 races. That is why he's the points leader coming into this event. Been having a lot of great runs here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Going to mention back to Seth Cole. Seth Cole had never won a race on Napafan prior to this year. He's got 4 on the year already, including 3 Chick-fil-A Cup Series race victories, and of course 2 weeks ago in the Turkey Hill Truck Series at Charlotte. So Seth Cole could be the all-time, or the winningest driver of 2019, I should say. And this win here would actually break the tie with Dan Park, who's the guy tied with him for most wins in 2019. But we'll have to see if Seth Cole can get it here. Owen Miles with a great run for American Motorsports. Of course, that team is a staple team in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He's got to run to the inside of Seth Cole for the second position. But Matthew Logan looking pretty strong in the wall. Fisher G got tapped just a little bit there, and he's going to lose a lot of momentum. But he's going to keep it together, and we remain green here at Texas. That could have been disastrous for our points leader if he got involved in the wreck right there.
It was on the outside of 3 wide. I remember seeing Jesse Turner on the far inside lane of that. I forget who was in the middle. And yeah, they just all got squeezed together. That could have been so much worse. That is actually really lucky for Fisher G. He's able to keep it going. Might still have a shot at top 10 here. But Jesse Turner, showing his experience, he is moving his way up real quick along with Samadillo.
And they're going to both get to the inside of Owen Miles. More 3 wide. Seth Cole got shuffled at a line. Joe Rakowski got to the middle of him, and Rakowski is going to get a pretty good run there in the middle. Nick Smith to the inside of him. And he's not going to be able to clear Nick Smith. Seth Cole's going to fall back there on the outside lane. Jesse Turner for second on Owen Miles. Now Turner has his eyes set on the race leader, Matthew Logan. We'll have to see if one of the vets can get to the rookie here at Texas. Lap 17 to 42. We've gone caution-free so far. Been a great race so far here at the Texas Motor Speedway. And it's going to continue to get better as this race goes along. And there goes Turner with a run to the inside. Going to power it down on the inside lane. Got a new race leader here at Texas. It's my man Jesse Turner in the number 75.
That was a perfect move. Although, speaking of good moves, there you go.
And Owen Miles following suit of the veteran to the inside. We'll have to see if Turner gets a run up top to lead a lap. He will not. Owen Miles taking it away from Jesse Turner to the lead, lap number 19.
It's incredible racing. The inside lane's definitely preferred, but as long as you got some help up there in the outside lane, I think that you can make something happen. Is sort of a weird line there for the 69 or 66. I couldn't see it there, but man, this is awesome stuff.
Great race so far. Back of the field right now, Matt Tuck, Josh Williamson, our last winner. Cole Sampson dominated that race at Watkins Glen. It's been a tough race for him. And Andrew Ross, remember, he started 5th for this race. He has fallen all the way outside the top 30, but everyone is still in this race. All 36 drivers still on the lead lap, still technically with a shot at the race victory. For the race lead, Nick Smith to the inside of Owen Miles. And Smith's going to take it away. Got 3 wide in 2 places now. This could be trouble off of turn number 4.
They are getting really racy. I got to wonder when they're going to plan on pitting, because it might not be in too long if they're going to keep racing like this. But, yeah, they're getting a whole lot more bunched up. So this is going to get interesting.
Owen Miles on the outside, and Nick Smith trying to work that outside lane to his advantage. Was able to lead that last lap ahead of the 44. We'll have to see if he can work the outside lane. This could be pivotal into winning the race. If you're in a side-by-side battle with somebody, you might be able to get that run. Owen Miles doing all he can. They've been side-by-side for the race lead for an entire lap. But this time, Nick Smith will get the bonus point and lead lap number 21 here at Texas halfway through the Carhartt 400K in the Turkey Hill Truck Series.
Breezing on through this thing so far, but Jesse Turner's still working right there, doing his thing. He's working that outside lane right now. I think might be able to get to the inside lane, maybe take third place away. But yeah, that veteran is definitely showing his experience. And the 94 doing all right as well.
Adam Garcia, great run for him in Elite Racing. Rasheem Stewart, the owner of this team, currently running in the 5th position right now. Seth Cole still inside the top 10 with Nicholas Amadio. Joe Rakowski still in the top 10 as well. Dan Park as well, another one of the guys we've seen up front a lot this season. Also in the top 10 at Fisher G, another guy we've seen up front a lot this season, just outside the top 10 on the outside lane. Igor Barreto, Chase Marks, Joshua Rush on the inside of him, Trey Bartow up top. It's midway through the field here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Still all 36 drivers on the lead lap, and of course, we mentioned how difficult it is to come down the pit lane here at the Texas Motor Speedway. That's definitely something you want to watch out for in this event. If they're not careful, they could possibly get into each other, and we could see a caution during that green flag cycle, and that definitely turns everything on its head. And we've seen that happen before. It's taken Turner out of a couple of wins. Of course, Turner's run out of gas for a couple of wins before. Should have had a couple of wins and ran out of gas at the end of the race. We're hoping that doesn't happen to anybody here today, but you never know what could happen in a place like this. Nick Smith leading the field, Jesse Turner in second, Owen Miles, Nicholas Amadio in a side-by-side battle with Matthew Logan for the 4th position.
And I think that if you can get as big of a lead as Nick Smith just had a moment ago, I think that will really help you out when you do make a pit stop. If you're leading and you have someone right on your tail, and the guy on your tail doesn't want to pit, that could be an absolute ticket to disaster. But although then again, it is Jesse Turner behind him, and Turner knows what he's doing, so I think it should be okay. But you're definitely starting to see the tire wear come into effect. They're spreading out a bit.
Seth Cole's gotten around Matthew Logan. Matthew Logan might have used up all his stuff while he was leading the field earlier on. Dan Park right there, Trey Bartow in the inside lane as well. And you can see they are not getting as good of an exit off of turn number 2 as they were earlier on in this race, and that is definitely affecting how well these guys are running. There he goes, Turner. He's yet to lead a lap in this race. Owen Miles is here in the 34. Is he going to steal it away from him again? Don't think so. Turner with a bonus point right there as he leads lap 26, and I would be expecting these guys to come down here very soon. Like I mentioned, lap 28, 29, lap 30 is when we're expecting the field to come down for the green flag cycle of pit stops. Owen Miles to the inside of Jesse Turner, side by side for the race lead on lap 27.
Top 5 pull away, but with how unorganized they are, it's going to allow Seth Cole to close in pretty quick. But you're absolutely right, with pit stops coming up, that is going to shake everything up. And who knows, if you're able to get out there sooner and on fresher tires, that might give you the track position that you need, or it might hurt you because then you might lose the draft. There's many question marks coming up here when these guys come down pit road.
And one thing I have actually yet to mention, and it might be a good thing that I haven't yet, knock on wood right here before I even say it, Jesse Turner's never won a race in the Turkey Hill Truck Series before. He's pretty much won in every other series on AmpeFan, not this one, and he's been in 5 seasons, including this season of the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Will today be the day Turner finally gets that Truck Series race victory? We'll have to see. Trying to get to Owen Miles here as the pit cycle looms. And they all know it's coming too, and they're starting to spread out up front. That's a good sign. It's going to make it a lot easier for these drivers to come down the pit lane without any issues. Owen Miles, the race leader for American Motorsports. Great job out of this rookie driver this season, trying to get his first career NAPA-fan win. I believe we got some guys coming down here. Matthew Logan in the 69.
I saw
and Turner came down as well. That is good for Turner if we do not end up with a caution. Jesse Turner, Nicholas Amadio, Jonathan Logan, and Matt Tuck all down the pit lane. Owen Miles continues to lead. 13 laps to go in the Carhartt 400K.
Now here's the question. Will more cars, more draft be the benefactor, or will it be the fresher tires? That's going to be the big question. But we'll see. It looks like Seth Cole's going to come down this time, I believe.
He will. I would imagine when Miles came down, he did. Agar Barretto's going to get a lap lead right there. Dan Park, Trey Barto staying out. Oh, somebody's around. Alexander Rowe. Somebody else is also around. Shane Lake. Caution is out here at Texas, and this is exactly what we were talking about. I knew these guys were going to have difficulty coming down the pit lane, and it looks like guys like Jesse Turner and Nicholas Samadillo are going to end up a lap down.
Oh,
these guys racing back to the line. Dan Park, Trey Barto here. Dan Park will win the race back with 11 laps to go. These guys all have to come down and make a stop.
Yeah, so whoever was able to stay on the lead lap, that just helped them out. But for those who fell a lap down, that may have just ended their day and a chance at victory here. Although, I mean, some of these guys do have to actually get to pit lane on their current tank of gas, so it could get a little marginal. It looks like they'll be okay.
Yeah, I believe they will all be fine. And we'll have to see how it all shakes out for the rest of the field. It's a tough break for Jesse Turner, Nicholas Samadillo, and Matthew Logan. All those guys were running up front, and they're all going to get a lap down here. Expect everyone else who has yet to make a stop to come down right here. Problem with that is they're going to be at the tail end of the field, so we're only going to have about 10 guys on the true lead lap. Everyone else is going to be a lap down. We're on the tail end of the lead lap here. Unfortunately, we do not have a wave around. And I believe this might have been one of the reasons why we stopped or did not come here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series when we tried to last year. Mainly because I had such an issue of these guys coming down the pit lane, and it happened consistently as well. But you can definitely tell right there we're only going to end up with maybe 14 guys who stay on the lead lap. All of these guys are going to be on the tail end. Dan Park's going to lead them off, so it's going to definitely shake things up. You got Dan Park, Agar Barretto, Chase Marks, Trey Barto, Edwin Mendez, John Arndt is up here. Ace Garcia, Eli Bright, Fisher G stayed out. That's big right there for our points leader. I don't see him on the lead lap, though. Oh, he is. He's third. He was third coming down the pit lane. So Fisher G is going to gain more points towards the championship after all of that. I kind of hate it we don't have a wave around here. This would definitely be a good situation to have one. Because I wouldn't mind all these guys jumping the field, but they get such a disadvantage because Owen Miles, Adam Garcia, Seth Cole, all these guys, they did nothing wrong, but they're going to be caught on the tail end because of all of this.
Yeah, that's kind of where online racing, I mean, most leagues do have that in online racing, so kind of where I've kind of grown more toward that, but hey, I digress.
And I would have a wave around in this situation if I could. Unfortunately, can't really do that. So the race leader is now Dan Park, going for his second win of the year. Agar Barretto is second. Chase Marks, who won at the ISM Raceway, is third. Trey Barto, Edwin Mendez, John Arndt, Ace Garcia, Eli Bright, Fisher G, Emily Anderson. The top 10. This benefits guys like Cole Sampson, Eric Monaco, and the guy who triggered the caution also benefits from this. He's going to be 13th, Shane Lake, and then Joe Rutkowski, 14th. Everyone else on the tail end. And when I say everyone else, I mean literally everybody else. So, like I said, it's turned the race over on its head. Let's go ahead and quickly see what happened to bring up the first caution of the day here in the Carhartt 400K. Well, we're going to replay this one time, and it's a mess trying to come down the pit lane midway through the pack. And you see Trey Smith, McAngelo, and the Wangwu shoot up. They caused Shane Lake to move up, and Cole Sampson was there trying to drive around him, and it just spun him around. We could have gone without a caution. Easily could have gone without a caution after that, but unfortunately the caution will trigger. And it's going to give an advantage to guys who stayed out. It's a little bit longer than the rest of the field. Dan Park, Agar Barretto, Chase Marks, Trey Barto, the top four. Maybe we'll get another quick caution and everyone else will get back on the lead lap. Maybe. That's what I would hope happened, but we'll have to see how it all plays out here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Get back to racing here on the Carhartt 400K. It's a completely different race now. New guys up front. Let's see who gets it done here at Texas. We're back here at the Texas Motor Speedway, and the leaders are going to be starting midway through the field here after a caution came out during green flag pit stops. Everyone's good to go. Everyone's still technically on the lead lap. However, everyone from Nick Smith on up is on the tail end of the lead lap. Dan Park is your race leader with Igor Barreto, Chase Marks, Trey Bartow, Edwin Mendez in 5th. John Arndt, Ace Garcia, Eli Bright, Fisher G, Emily Anderson, Cole Sampson, Eric Monaco, Shane Lake, and Joe Rutkowski. Back to racing, Owen Miles on the tail end of the lead lap, taking the green flag. Back behind him, Dan Park leading the race.
Now, with all of that traffic in front of them, if there's a problem up there, this is going to really turn this thing on its head. But, I mean, a lot of guys that we weren't talking about at all at the beginning of this race are now, well, pretty much leading, so that's gonna be interesting.
One guy who was up there quite a bit earlier on was Trey Bartow, and he stayed out. So he's one of those guys who didn't lose too much. We'll have to see how it all plays out. Dan Park using the lap traffic to his advantage, and this could be Park's race to lose if it goes in his direction. Edwin Mendez to the inside of Trey Bartow. Now, Park's got to be careful not to get stuck on the outside lane. If that happens, these guys are going to come right around him. Got Chase Marks there, Igor Barreto. We only have ourselves 6 laps to go in this race. And Dan Park is slicing through these cars, looking to get his 2nd win of the season and his 5th win on Napa Fan in 2019.
He's got a buffer now. He's got cars between him. Oh wait, is that for the lead?
And that is not for the lead, but it might be soon. Chase Marks is 2nd.
Oh,
Dan Park got stuck on the outside lane. Here comes the ISM race winner trying to get his 2nd win of the season. You gotta be careful not to wreck. If that happens, the race is going to end early. Chase Marks looking to the inside of Dan Park. Dan Park way up the racetrack, and here comes the 14. Side by side for the race lead. 4 laps to go in the Carhartt 400K. Chase Marks with a lap lead at Texas.
That 2 is going to fall back. He's got no drafting help up there. He is just going to drop like a stone right now.
Surprisingly, we have not lapped many cars. Only 1 truck's a lap down. That's Josh Williamson. Everyone else is still technically on the lead lap. Chase Marks trying to get to the inside of Nick Smith. Dan Park's wide again. Here comes Barreto. He's in 2nd right now. Ace Garcia to the inside of Trey Bartow. But Chase Marks is pulling away now. 3 laps to go at Texas. I believe he's going to get this race victory unless he gets stuck on the outside. If that happens, it might be Barreto's race to lose. But Barreto got a really good run. Marks had to check up on the inside lane, and all of a sudden, Igor Barreto, who's won in an Indy car here at Texas, looking to the outside for the race lead.
He's got to get back down low, though.
Edwin Mendez to the inside. 2 laps to go at Texas for Chase Marks in the Carhartt 400K. Edwin Mendez trying to close in. He's 2nd.
He's a mess in front of the 14 at the moment. But Mendez is going to need a big run if he's going to make anything happen.
We'll have to see if he can do so. Chase Marks has to be careful not to get stuck on the outside, but he's behind all these guys right now.
He's going to go in the middle.
He's going to try, peek it back down on the inside. White flag in the air. Mendez is closing in as Marks is still in a side-by-side battle. 1 lap to go at Texas for Chase Marks, going for his 2nd win of the year. Will Edwin Mendez find a way around him on this final lap? He's going to go side-by-side with Alexander Rowe. He's got to run. Will he make the pass on Chase Marks for the race lead?
Gonna have to go 3 wide.
This is for the race win. Will Mendez do it, or will he stay behind? Chase Marks in the 14. Right behind Nick Smith. Mendez has nowhere to go. He can't go around him on the outside. And with that, Chase Marks will win the 2nd time of his career in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. He gets the win in the Carhartt 400K. Chase Marks wins at Texas.
Man, he did what he had to do. He held that bottom lane perfectly. He did not let Mendez get to his inside. So, I mean, that was perfect defensive driving.
The 2nd win of the year for Robin Hood Racing and Christian Russell, the owner of this team. Edwin Mendez Igor Barreto, Ace Garcia, and Dan Park, the top 5. John Art, Emily Anderson, Trey Bartow, Eric Monaco, Shane Lake, the top 10. That was a little bit strange of a race right there. We do not have many races where that occurs, where we had a caution during this green flag cycle, but we had it happen here and gave us a completely different race winner. How about that for Chase Marks? Didn't really talk about him that much all race long, but he came home with the race victory.
Yeah, aside from Trey Bartow, really, we weren't talking about many of those drivers until the very end there. Maybe aside from Fisher G as well, who finished 11th, but that's a good deal, and great job by Chase Marks getting the victory. That's awesome.
And as you see, the finishing results right there. See Fisher G finishing in 11th. Great run for him, but he'll remain in the points lead after all of that as you take a look at the championship standings and the Saturday lineup. Fisher G now with a 20-point lead on Dan Park. Whereas Dan Park had a really good run in this race. McAnsel and Nwangwu fell back a little bit as Nwangwu finished in the 28th position. Cole Sampson's up to the 4th position, and Cole Sampson was not running up front in this race, ended up finishing 12th, 50 points behind, and then a 3-way tie for 5th between Skylar Perry, Emily Anderson, and Madison Tall. All 53 points behind. With this win, Chase Marks moved himself into the 10th position in points, 66 behind our points leader, Fisher G. Next week, and you're definitely going to want to watch this one. It's going to be one heck of a race from the Texas World Speedway, my favorite race of the year in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, the BC Rich Guitars 250. We've been going there since season number 1. It's going to be a blast around that 2-mile racetrack, and it's going to be a little bit different than past years. I don't think we're going to see all those wrecks like we've seen in the past, but it'll be fun to watch, I guarantee it, and you definitely don't want to miss that next Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on Appafan. It begins the Triple Truck Challenge as well, and I still don't know what I'm going to do with it, but whoever wins will get a Chick-fil-A Cup Series reserve, so however I'm going to do it, whoever wins the Triple Truck Challenge will get a Chick-fil-A Cup Series reserve. But either way, congratulations to Chase Marks on his race victory here at Texas. A pretty close win for him right there. And we'll see you guys next week for the BC Rich Guitars 250 from Texas World. On behalf of Andrew Miller, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time for Texas World. I will see you guys later.
It's the call of the wild.